All right, everybody. I'm going to be playing these in the order that they are singing. Oh, wait, looks like I got two of those. I only need one, so let's play this one first. The links will be left down in the order that they're shown.
Brother, this is a video for all my truth-seeking brothers and sisters out there who are in the truth-seeking movement, the so-called truth-seeking movement. I was started out in the truth-seeking movement about 6 years ago, and I have truth-seeking credentials in the worldly truth-seeking movement. I studied all the stuff that Freeman, David Icke, Alex Jones, Michael Tsarian, Jordan Maxwell, William Cooper. I watched all the videos. I know ad nauseum about the Illuminati and Adam Weishaupt and the Knights Templar, the Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, the Skull and Bones, Madame Blavatsky, Bilderberg, Trilateral Commission, the Pope, the Black Pope, the Federal Reserve, Zionism, Buddhism, feminism, communism, capitalism, socialism, the CIA, Mossad, 9/11, Israel, Nazis, Mormons, Zeitgeist, vaccines, Kabbalah, and aliens. Okay? So I've looked into all that over the last 6 years. And one day, about 3 years ago, I sat down and I came to find that I really did. What did I learn from all that? I learned that I had found wicked people in the world. Now, basically, my basic street instincts told me that even before I even was looking into this. So, it just confirmed that, yes, people are doing things in dark places that and people are conspiring in high places and doing all kind of dirty work. So, it did shock me, and I went on a little mini crusade like some of you probably have done too. I was like, I gotta tell people about this, man. These people don't know this. If they just knew that all the little systems of this world and this matrix are actually, like, many of them, most of them are designed against us, really secretly, then we'll all be delivered. So, I went around and I told all my friends and family and coworkers and everybody that I could just, everybody that would stand before me for at least 30 seconds, and maybe if the subject got brought up of politics or anything, I would immediately start talking to them about the wicked systems of this world and everything. And I found that across the board, without a doubt, people could care less. They care less about what you're talking about. Could care less about the Illuminati, who's destroying them today or tomorrow, or their children, who's destroying the kids. Makes no difference. So I was kind of disappointed about that. But I kept on myself. I kept going myself and looking into this information. And one day I was online. It's about 4 years ago, I think. And I saw a video by Alex Jones about Bohemian Grove. So I saw the Bohemian Grove video, and it was like, oh, look at these people, man. These people secretly are like worshiping the devil. They're up on stage and they got a Moloch and they're burning a child or something, But I didn't really understand what they were doing. Like, why is it they're even doing this, or what does the ceremony represent, or other than the fact that these people, who a lot of them pretend to be like religious or something, that these people are like fooling us, So I went there and I went back around again and I said, look, I told my friends and family members and everybody that I could talk to, I said, look, these people, they're of the devil. They're worshiping the devil, man. This is like Satanism, and they're controlling our music and our Hollywood and everything else, and guess what? People could care less, okay? I found people couldn't care less. Yeah, that's the devil. Yeah, they're controlling the devil. They're all about the devil. Who you gonna vote for? You gonna vote for Bush? You gonna vote for Obama? You gonna vote for, actually, at that time it was Kerry. You gonna vote for Kerry? I'm gonna vote for McCain. So people couldn't care less that anybody, went to a secret hideout and put a red robe on, or sat in an amphitheater in the middle of, the woods, and watched a ceremony yeah, it looked like something that was out of, a Hollywood movie or something, So they couldn't care less. So I had to go on again myself. And that brings me to the purpose, the actual purpose of this video, okay? I'm somebody from your background, the so-called truth-seeking movement, and you'll find out why I say so-called, okay? But as I continued on after seeing that Bohemian Grove video, I realized that, okay, look, these people, they're doing stuff that's in the Bible, and I don't know nothing about that, the Bible, or what they're doing, or why is it they're doing this stuff and everything, but I just knew that I had a natural aversion to the Bible. I had a natural, like no way, the Bible is control, and the Bible is it can't be true. It couldn't be, because it's controlled by these same people, okay? And then as I was sitting down thinking about that one day, I had to think, okay, well, why is it that I even think that? I had discovered that everything that they taught me in school, okay, was of them. All the stuff I played with, the stuff I watched on TV, the scholastic books and all the other books are all of them too. So I had to think, well, why is it that I naturally have this aversion to the Bible, okay? Even though I want to find out the information from it, but I have this aversion from it, okay? That natural feeling that I had, okay, had to have come from them too. I had to have been raised up to conclude what I concluded, because they had so much control over everything in my life. So I went down to B. Dalton Books one day, and I was like, I just want to find out exactly what it is that they're doing out of the Bible, and why is it that they're doing this, and what's it all going to come to one day. So I went down to B. Dalton Books or something like that, and I got myself a Bible, King James Bible. This is about 4 years ago, and I discovered something. And this is what I want to tell you. You people are in the truth movement. I hope you listen to me, because I've raveled off. I know all the stories that are regurgitated. And I discovered something. One of them is Freeman and David Icke and Alex Jones and Maxwell and all the other people. There's a ton more people that should be on that list, but all the people that make these videos and stuff, okay, they give no glory to God. As a matter of fact, they have a nice story, and they take you the story and they show you truth. They're going to show you truth and show you truth, and then they steer you off when it ever comes to Jesus Christ, okay? Or they throw out the baby with the bathwater and say, well, you see, all this system is wicked, and look at these Catholics or Mormons, so therefore, that must be wicked too. You see? These people, folks, are deceivers. They're not truth seekers, okay? The fact that they gain so much prominence in this whole so-called truth-seeking movement should tell you something. Because this movement, and I call this system by the biblical name, the beast. This beast system, okay, is all-inclusive. It includes everybody. Nobody has escaped. Nobody's putting out information that's outside of the beast system, okay, because the beast won't allow that. The people that tried are dead or in jail. Okay, so nobody's putting out counter information on YouTube that's just unbelievable, wow, and it's going to save us. Okay, this stuff will not save us. You can study all the stuff that I've outlined ad nauseum until you're just tired and bored of it. Okay, that's what happened to me, and you won't be saved one bit. Okay, Jesus is the Christ. Okay, believe in Jesus as the scriptures say, and you shall be saved. The way out of this matrix, the door out of this matrix, is Jesus. Jesus Christ. This is the way you're going to get out of this matrix. You have to free your mind and your heart right here. The exit door is Jesus. Your efforts are futile in and of themselves. And I want to tell you something about this beast system, okay? If you go to scripture, you can see that the beast is going to dump this system. This system is about to get dumped, okay? But he's gonna expose everything. You see, YouTube is not exposing things. This is not something that the powers that be didn't know about this. Oh, of course they did. Okay? They planned this. They made this. Okay? So they made the system to be exposed so they could take it all and wash it away and make it feel like you've got a victory. Yay. But guess what? The system that's coming after that, okay, is going to be your true spiritual destruction. That's the one that's coming. So I want to warn you about that, but I want to exhort you to learn the truth. Go to a real truth-seeking movement, and that is the scriptures, and that is Jesus Christ. Be one peg of light, not a peg of darkness. All kinds of pegs of darkness fill this world right now, and they're not going to light up and deliver anything in this world right now, okay? I just want to leave you with one more little message before I go here, and that's, and this is something in the scripture here. This is John chapter 3, verse 17. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, and neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought of God. If you are a true truth seeker, come to the light, and that light is Jesus Christ. Good luck.
All right. That was that's that video. I will leave a link in the description. They will be laid down in the order that they are seen. But
I have to make an Americant out of a situation. All right? I'm not even going to ascribe.
Wow, it would still play.
All right.
Okay, before I play this, I want people to understand there are targeted individuals out there who have not made videos in like over, we're going as far as about 5 to 3, maybe even 2 years, possibly even more. And YouTube is like so overfilled with videos of many different people, right? Speaking on the subject, that it's not very easy to find them all. And I'm telling you, like, when I say like it is very deep in the algorithm of YouTube's videos, I mean, it is very deep down there. There are so many out there. You're going to see some of these videos out here. Now, this is just a message about people that have been going missing. And this is, as you can see, this is just in Michigan. I'm only going to play this briefly because I want to be able to continue to get all the other videos out there. Again, you want to see the whole thing, you could just go ahead and click on the link from vid 1 to vid to the end of how many of these are going to be. So just keep that in mind.
Right, it is Sunday evening, Sunday night, October the 15th, 2017. Very important information that I have to share with everyone, no matter where you are. If you're tuning in late, if you watch this on YouTube, watch the entire video when it's uploaded in my YouTube channel. We are streaming live. This is unexpected. I decided to come and do a live stream. Some very urgent, important information I want to share. I'm going to wait till we get some people in our live stream. Something big is happening. Hello, Lucas. How are you? God bless you. Very important information, Lucas, and I hope we can get a lot more people in here. If not, I hope they watch when this is uploaded to YouTube, because something major is taking place in Michigan and other parts of the United States. The mainstream media news is not talking about, they're not covering this. They're sweeping it under the rug. It's silent. The media has gone silent on this, and it's very, very urgent for you, your family, your wife, your daughters, your sons. Something terrible. People are missing. I'm not talking about the rapture of the church has not taken place. People are disappearing in mass numbers. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Hi, Miranda. God bless you. God bless you. Very important information as people are trickling into our live chat room here. Please, if you watch this after the fact on YouTube, watch the entire video when it's uploaded to YouTube. There is an event taking place big time in Michigan where I live. I live in the state of Michigan, but it's happening everywhere in the United States, and you're not being told about it. It's being silenced. There's a big hush going across the elite one, the mainstream media news. Entire families, mothers, children are vanishing, disappearing, never to be seen again. I'm going to share the audio. Doing live, I can't play a video. I don't know. YouTube live stream doesn't give me the opportunity. Hello, Robin. God bless you. To play videos. I'm going to play the audio from a gentleman in Michigan. And this is filmed on Michigan Avenue and Beck Roads in, I believe, the city of Canton. Very important. Something's going on, especially in Michigan, is ranked number 2, if not number 1. People are just disappearing. They're vanishing. As many of you know that follow me on my channel, I went to look at that church building, and I'm still waiting. I don't know if the Lord wants this to happen. It'll happen. The elderly pastor, hello Scott, the elderly pastor but used to go to that church when it was up and running. He talked to me, and he said, you know, this is the area right here. The media is keeping it quiet. They're not talking about it. The Flint Journal is not reporting on it, but 40 plus women. He said it has started with 40 plus women have just disappeared. Nowhere to be found in the city of Flint. And now it's doubled. It's doubled. The Flint Police Department, City Hall are covering it up. They won't talk about it. It's happening in all across the United States, big time in the state of Michigan. If you have your family, do not, I repeat, because this is major and it's happening. If you love your children, you love your wife, do not let them go anywhere without someone being there with protection. If it has to be a gun, with some type of protection, because they are coming up missing. There are people, and it's not, we're not going to pinpoint this on an act of terrorism. It's human trafficking. Human trafficking, and it's taking place right now. It doesn't matter what kind of families. Hispanic, Arabic.
I really don't want to pause this video, but there's something I needed to let people know, and it's related to a video that I uploaded a while ago. Most of you who are subscribed to my guide channel have definitely seen it. If you're watching this right now, there was a video I uploaded what they were talking about on several people that were coming up missing, especially a lot of women. A lot of African American women, as well as non-African American women, were coming up missing. It was very, very severe, and it's like all of a sudden, the tie started to, turn towards, the connections started making towards these doctors and stuff like that, these plastic surgeons who were basically, saying, oh, well, like, we can, they were actually, it's disturbing this is going to sound. They were basically planning on giving, transgendered men a uterus. People are sitting there wondering, like, well, where the hell did they get all these, donated body parts from to do this? They stole them. This stuff was stolen so they could do that. I want people to understand that this organization that's doing this disgusting, acts seeks to basically get rid of the human female altogether. It is so twisted that they want it to where, like, it's to where, like, the species is just like asexual or something, where people could just, I don't know, reproduce on their own, and it's very, very effed up in so many ways. Man, they had an animal literally being bred inside of a freaking test tube. Not a test tube, but like a plastic made uterus in a lab. That's not natural, man. That's not natural. I believe when they showed this is them showing how they were cloning people or cloning things. If they can, if they can do something like that, I don't think they're gonna show it any farther than when they could have. But I think that that was the first exposure that they were showing people on how the cloning process is done. Just a small glimpse of it, you know, because if they can, I mean, come on, man, if they can grow something like that in a plastic made uterus, can you imagine what else they're growing in these plastic uteruses? Think about it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish playing the video. Um, I wanted to play all the other videos along with this, but I may cut it out here due to I'm not sure how much film time I have. So I'm probably gonna cut this one off once this video is done. The next video that would be uploaded will be the compilation videos of TIs out there. Some of them have not made content videos in quite a bit of time, like 2, maybe 3 years ago that they had. What was their last video? Maybe more. Some of them made videos recently, so definitely keep an eye on that. Again, the links will be in the description in the order that these videos are played.
Black, white, brown, they're not picky. And the ones that are doing this, and it's not just Flint, Michigan, it's happening in Novi, Michigan, it's happening in Bald Lake, Michigan, it's happening all over, it's happening in Lansing, all over the state of Michigan. And it could be happening in your neighborhood because you're not going to know about it. If you live in your area and you know people that have disappeared, it's the only way you're going to know because the police departments are silent on it. They're silent in the city of Flint, in the city of Novi. You know, you got your missing and exploited children and people that are come up missing. They're not reporting this. I'm going to play, I can't play the video, I'm going to play the audio of what happened. I believe it was in Canton, Michigan. And this man is putting out the warning. How do I know? I know it's happened in Flint. I know for sure that it has happened in Flint. It started with 40 women just disappeared, and now it's doubled, almost tripled. No explanation. And the people that are doing this, you can't pinpoint it to a certain ethnic group. You can't pinpoint it on Black Lives Matters. You can't pinpoint it on people of Muslim descent, Arabics. You can't pinpoint it on any race or nationality. It's happening, and it's happening all over the place. Good evening, Brandon.
Oh, hang on. I really don't want to pause this, but like, there's certain bits of information I need to put, you know, in this for people to really able to come up with an understanding on this. You know, not to say that you don't understand the full thing now, but as I stated before earlier on my channel, the people who are amongst us, right, the ones who are just so compliant with this organization, it's just as I stated before, they are the problem. It's always been them that has been the problem because it's because of them that so much of this corruption has been able to spread. Of them taking these payoffs, them just accepting this corruption for what it is, them just, you know, just literally just accepting this and going with it, you know? And it's because of that maybe if it was just them and we didn't have to suffer for their mess, it'd be one thing. But here's the problem. This is something that these criminals seek to, this corruption is what these criminals seek to basically enforce on everyone, you know? They seek to enforce this on everybody. And it's their destructive behavior of not just themselves, but it's also destructive behavior that is destroying our lives as well. It's not fair to grow up as be born in this world. You're just a kid and you have no idea of how destructive this world is, especially with the mind control technology out there, only for you to have your mind immediately just programmed against your will and you have absolutely no idea of it, man. It's crazy. And that's only the tip of the iceberg of how much corruption is out there. It's much, much more. The fact that people back an organization like this, dude, I don't know what to say about them. They can't really. There's no way they can actually claim to be innocent, knowing full well what this organization is doing, knowing that it's killing people. I've never killed a person in my life, and I don't intend to either. I'll protect myself, of course, but that doesn't mean I have to stoop as low as to murder somebody. Of course not. But I want people to basically understand this. They're okay with that. They're okay with murdering people. They're okay with stealing people's organs and harvesting them for their dastardly deeds. So the people who are basically gang stalking you, the people who are basically doing all of this, man, come on. So much has gotten out. There's no way that they don't know about what's really going on. When a target individual does the research, like the same research I'm doing, they see this. So they every time they go out, they step out there and they do their little, their little acts and all that stuff. Understand that they are compliant with that type of behavior. They are compliant with that. Every time I try to break free of this technology that seeks to enslave my mind, they try their hardest to try to prevent it. This is why I say it's a very, very difficult situation that we're all in. Because here's the thing, man. You can have people who are basically convicted as a criminal, but because of the smart that's being out there, right? Because of the smart that's being out there and being sprayed and all this mind control technology, the fact that we're still on the grid, you can't even tell whether that person was actually, themselves or not. That's what's so difficult about this. You wouldn't even be able to tell unless you sense the high frequencies around the person. What I mean by high frequencies, I'm talking about high frequencies of radiation. And you see, that's what it is. When a person is under high induces of mind manipulation, there is a huge amount of non-iodized radiation being beamed on them. They tried this with me in a local Walmart a long time. What was that, like last year? And what they were trying to do was get me to assault somebody, and I wasn't going to do it. I fought so hard to remain that sense of control that I even had what was that, what do they call it? It's the I think it's the like the Geiger counter, the EMF meter. I had that, and I had showed the lady who was next to me what was happening, that this thing has that there is high ounces of radiation being beamed on me. I showed her that, and I tried my hardest to walk away. She didn't even know what that was, man. She didn't even know what EMF levels were. Didn't even know. But maybe it was because it was an app and a meter on the phone. She probably didn't know. I don't know. That's why I got the Geiger counter, so it actually make a lot more sense, so people be able to easily tell like something is up. You can't say that, well, the app may have been orchestrated, just to see people. No. You can't say that when you use a Geiger counter, man. That literally is detecting this stuff. And you see, that's why I went and got a Geiger counter, because they can't discredit that. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and finish playing this video, but everybody needs to be wary that the infiltration is real. It's very bad. We have people amongst us who seek to basically, act as us, to basically, sell us off to the slaughter as to what their actual intent is. Who these people are, who knows? Some of them may have gone as far as to really camouflage themselves. But in my case, from what I've seen, most perps are very reckless. And I can easily literally be able to tell the difference of this. I guess I got to owe thanks to my mom because, well, she technically is the one who taught me quite a lot about deceitful people. And you don't believe me? Here's a little tip. A person who is very, very manipulative, here's one tactic that they'll use just so you be mindful of it. They don't look you in the eye, but they'll look dead at your forehead, giving the illusion that they're looking at you dead in your eyes, giving a false sense of trust. But don't understand that this is just a tactic of deceitfulness. Do not fall for that.
So to play this, Michigan is ranked, I believe, number 2, if not moved up to number 1. The big people in the elite know what's going on, and they put a total silence on this. What is happening? It happened at my wife's work in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The people that are doing this, do not let your children, Brandon, do not let your parents, your mom, go shopping alone. Go with a large number, maybe 2 neighbors or 2 relatives in separate cars to follow them. The people that are doing this are doing it in vans. They're doing it in what looks like old work vans. They're doing it in Cadillacs, in Audis. They're doing it in a number of different vehicles. Vans, they're using.
Let's see. I'm really sorry, everybody. Most already know this. You don't need a permit or any type of license to carry a can of mace. That's one thing you should look into as a form of non-lethal protection. Same thing goes with a stun gun or a tase, a stun gun or whatever, or anything like that. You don't need a license or any type of registration for that. That's also considered non-lethal, but it is only certain things like that. It's only to be used in self-defense, not for any type of aggravated assault. All right. So it doesn't mean you have to go and buy a gun, but honestly, if you're going out into the woods, man, look. Here's the problem with that. If you go out there without one, chances are, well, you already know you're being stalked by perps. There's a big chance they may go in there with one. This is why it's important for TIs to definitely collaborate, because if you don't believe me that these wicked people are not above murder, I'm not joking. I think it was called Waco, Texas. I hope I have it right. I hope I have the description of this right. It may have been Waco, Texas. That's been a prime example. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. I might not be, but that basically it was a town in Texas to where there were people who are just fed up with all the corruption and bullshit, right? But I don't know how far known that they were speaking out about that, but I do know that there was definitely a large group of people that just wanted to get away from that. They wanted to create their own community away from the corruption. And what happened? Oh, simple. They had an infiltrator go out and commit arson acts to burn the whole damn town down. Same thing happened with the Black Wall Street. People who were, fed up with the slavery trades, they had created the Black Wall Street to start living and thriving. They were doing well, too, man. They were doing really well. And you got to understand, the whole process of hate is one of the main playing cards of the enemy. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. The main playing card of the enemy, all of these deeds that they're basically are doing, is tied to basically 3 different playing cards: hate, greed, and guilt. Those are the 3 base cards that they're using to where all of their deeds are tied into. They play off of people's guilt. They play off of people's hate. They play off of people's greed. A person can be in need, but also be so far in need that need turns into greediness, and they can manipulate that.
Usually the most likely, and these people are relentless. Before I go to this audio in a moment, always do not go alone. If you believe in the Second Amendment, I know we're not gonna get real scripturally sound right now. If you have a CPL, carry. If you in Michigan, you can open carry. These people are ruthless, and they're armed to the teeth. And it's a ring. Human trafficking. Children are missing. Like I said, in Flint, Michigan, it started with 40 women just disappeared. I was talking to the elderly pastor at the church I was looking at, and he has mentioned, you heard about the 40 women right in this area on Van Slyke that disappeared? Well, it's doubled, almost tripled now. I did a video on that, reported on that. The police are covering it up. And it's happening everywhere. My wife recounts what happened the other day at her work in Grand Blanc, Michigan, on the outskirts of Flint. A van pulled up, and a couple of guys got out of the van, and they came in. She's a kitchen and bath designer. They came into the showroom, and there's a young, she's really pretty, young receptionist at the desk, and she's training another young lady at the desk. Her boss has his gun out in the car. The owner of the company, the co-owner, carries on his side, they both have CPLs, and has a gun on his ankle. These two men came in and they're looking around and they didn't say a word. And the reception asked, "Can I help you?" Not a word. They're roaming around, they're casing the whole place. And I know they were going to grab the receptionist, the two receptionists behind the counter. One hit the button and got the owner, Ray. He seen what was going on. He went to his car to get his gun. It was all about to go down when they looked up, because the company my wife works for has cameras. And the guy stopped and he looked up. He didn't say a word. He looked up at the camera. And he stood there for about, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, my wife said, staring into the camera. Then him and his buddy, they took off in the van. People are disappearing. They're vanishing. They are literally vanishing, and this is not being reported. This happened in, I believe, Canton, Michigan. Let me play this for you. Hopefully the sound will work. Let me make sure I got my volume all the way up. I'm losing my voice, so I do apologize. This is not far from me. Let me play this.
Okay, so sitting here at the Target
Can you hear this?
on Michigan Avenue and Beck Road, and I think it's important to do a little live video on it, bring a bit of awareness, because my wife was here shopping the other day.
Let me ask, can you guys hear this okay? Can you hear the audio? Someone answer me before I continue on. Can you guys hear the audio? You can? Okay, then I'm going to try to start over. I want everyone to just listen carefully. This is happening all over. I don't care what state you live in. This is happening, and it's happening now. And if you love your family, now, from now on, my wife gets an escort to work, an escort when she comes home. I do not play. I'm a pastor, and I believe in turning the other cheek. But if someone's going to harm my family, I'm going to take them down. No one is going to hurt my family. Let me play this. It's very important. Listen.
Okay, so sitting here at the Target on Michigan Avenue and Beck Road, and I think it's important to do a little live video on it, bring a bit of awareness, because my wife was here shopping the other day with our youngest daughter, and all of a sudden, this human trafficking thing that is becoming very common for women and children shopping at any kind of grocery stores, department stores, anything of that matter, is a situation that happened to my wife and could have become a very severe situation for our family. So she was at this Target sitting. I'm actually parked right now on the spot.
What? Are you serious? Are you serious? Now, for people who are not aware, who are not a current TI, Target is one of the main, one of the main stores that these gang stalkers shop at. It's where they get the gift cards to go to. This happened at a Target. Does that not sound... Now, fellow TIs, you hear this. This happened at a Target. Do you think that that's not a coincidence?
Because my wife feels like it's important to pass by here every couple of nights and look for these vehicles that basically almost took her and my daughter away. And if you guys are listening to this and watching this, first off, hello. Secondly, This is a real thing going on in Michigan. We are the number 2 state for human trafficking.
Number 2.
And it is happening all over. I don't care where you live, how safe you feel. I don't care about any of that. You better hear me when I tell you. One of my coaches is a detective. He could tell you stories that would keep you up at night if you have a wife or children. I'm telling you, you better take it in. Watch when your family goes out at night. Keep an eye on your children. Keep an eye on your wife, okay? If she's able to carry a gun, great. Mace, a knife, something. I would not recommend shopping at these places at night. These vehicles are parked suspiciously in different parking lots all over. These stories are popping up left and right, and I'm telling you, it's the real deal going on out here. Every vehicle parked out here, there's 2 of them parked in the back of this lot right now where people are just sitting suspiciously in them in the back of a Target parking lot. Why? What are you doing in the back of the parking lot for a half hour now? Who are you looking for? Sitting out there in the dark. It's weird. It's gut-wrenching. I could have lost my wife and my child to this situation. 2 women come out of the Target that night, thank God. They had the awareness to realize that something wasn't right, and they got in their car by my wife and sat there and watched the situation because they knew something wasn't right. And I'm telling you, these stories are popping up so frequently, and they are if you're taking this in and you're watching this and you're able to share my video, share it, and understand that we all need to be talking about this. There's so much going on in this country right now, and everybody wants to fight with everybody. Here's something we can all stand behind. None of us, not one person watching this video or on this planet should be and will ever be okay with anybody getting taken. Okay? I think we can all agree on that one, right? So, here's something we all can stand behind and we all can fight against. Be vigilant. Keep your eyes peeled. Look around for people. Keep your eye on, if you're in a shopping place, especially if you're a male, keep an eye out for a woman who may be shopping with her young children, heading out to the parking lot. Keep your eyes peeled when you're leaving because you just never know. You never know if that person could use an extra set of eyes in their situation because this stuff is happening so much, and the price tags that they're putting on kids' heads and even adult women, and I'm telling you, it's in so many cities, and because we have access to the Canada Bridge, it's scary. If you haven't looked it up or you don't know how prevalent it is, do a little bit of reading, okay? And keep your eyes out and keep your kids safe. And I don't know. I'm just really frustrated that I'm here in this Target parking lot right now because my wife can hardly sleep thinking about this situation. And she feels like we need to look out for other people. So that's what we're doing. And they went inside the Target here, and I'm basically out here watching. It's almost like a situation where we almost feel like maybe we can bait some idiot to maybe make a wrong move here, and I can get out of the car and beat them senseless. I don't know. This is just craziness, but I'm telling you, this is something that needs to be talked about a lot more. And I feel like it's not. Boy, the media loves to cover all the hatred in the world right now. Yeah. But they don't want to. They don't want to talk a whole lot about kids and people getting taken and how much this stuff is happening and the price tags that are on people's heads and the stuff that you post on Facebook. That they take your pictures, they take your info, they create these internet-based profiles of your kids, of where to find your people. It's incredible. I'm telling you, I heard it out of this detective's mouth. So, whatever, for you naysayers that are sitting out there like, oh, it'll never happen to us, it almost happened to my wife. And it could be happening, somebody could be watching your kids and your wife right now while they're shopping. Okay? They could be floating around the Target store like they do here with nothing in their hands. And don't think this is specific to any one race either. These are Cadillacs. These are gorgeous vehicles pulling up with people of all races pulling this off. Okay? Not just white, not just black, not just Arabic, not just Asian or Indian. Everybody. And they are taking people, and they are willing to risk anything to do so. They're fearless. I wish they would have the live security video of the situation that happened to my wife, and you could see how fearless these 3 cars were that surrounded her, and how serious this situation is. She wanted to make a video about this, and I think she's nervous, so I'm making the video for her. I hope some people are paying attention. I hope some people care. I hope some people begin to talk about stuff like this and what we can do to shut it down. So help me. If I ever see your wife or your kids in trouble, I know I'll take action. I'll whoop somebody down. And I hope that some of you would do the same. Okay? Got to start looking out for people. We got to start caring more. You know, we're so busy wanting to fight over the dumbest crap in this world anymore. We need to care about the real threats going on, and this is real. Taking children and taking women is real. Scary. Everybody enjoy their Friday night, and if this video helped you at all, I hope you pass on the info. I hope that you're careful and really keep your eyes peeled while you're out shopping and doing your thing. Good luck to everybody, and Godspeed.
All right, I want to share that with all of you because this is happening, and what I believe is going, we've got a lot of things going on in the world, the mainstream news media, with Donald Trump and the Trump bashing, and then the conflict with the North Korea, then with Iran, and not...
I want to go ahead and bring a subject on that needs to be known. Understand, whether you're, Democrat or Republican, both sides are leading to the enemy, to its, initial intent and what it wants. The whole entire system has become so overflooded with corruption. We do have people in the system that don't want this corruption. We do have people who are working in certain parts of this environment that they are not for this. But in reality, they're either being tricked, they're being bribed, or they're being blackmailed. You got a lot of that going on. Man. And that's the main problem. Injustice for one person is injustice for everybody, because the more that is allowed to happen, the more it's going to keep happening, and it's going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing, and it's going to keep happening. And what's going to eventually happen is it's going to get to the point to where so many people are at risk from that injustice, So these gang stalkers, here's the thing. The organization they're doing this for is the same one that's running the human trafficking. That's what that is. They run that shit because there's money in it. It's disgusting as it is that they do that for money, man. And it's crazy. People are willing to do stupid stuff like this just for something that grows off a tree. They're willing to have someone literally just completely destroy someone's life for something that grows off a damn tree. And you know something? Now that I think about it, really, really give that some thought. That all is sounding very similar to Adam and Eve, doesn't it? How, God told them, do not pick the fruit from the tree. Like, don't eat the fruit from the tree. Think about what these gang stalkers are doing. Don't paper money grows from a tree. But you see I understand, like, and there's a reason why they say money is the root of all evil. There's the reason why they say that. So think about it. Each time these gang stalkers are accepting that dirty money, right? It's like they're still taking a bite of that apple. They're still taking a bite out of that apple, They're still doing that. Here's the thing, man. All of us have sinned in some way or another. That's not the point, though. What's the point is that we that we seek salvation, and we are, praying for forgiveness for that. That's what counts. That's what matters. There's no way a person can't get through this world at all without even sinning once. I'm sorry, but that's just a given. There's no way, man. There's too much out here. The only way a person can ever, get through this world without ever sinning at all is what I can think of. Well, I don't know, maybe, because, there's so much, And when I look at the way this society has been built up, it's just been built up with nothing but a complete cesspool filled with advertisement of sin, sex, adultery, corruption in so many ways, violence, promotion of hatred, so much more. I used to have a saying that I don't, I always thought about the saying. Well, not really. It wasn't really my saying, but I always put thought into it, saying, well, I don't see race The thing is, like, I have to see race because it's not the indifference that matters. It's the issues within the indifference that matters. You got to be able to see the indifference in order to understand the issues, in order to come up with a better result for those issues, you know? Hate is something that we don't need. But at the same time, hate can be used as a tool, but if you allow it to consume you, is when you allow yourself to be consumed by the darkness. So understand, hate can be used as a tool, and as you see now of all this corruption, the this demonic system, this demonic organization that has been doing this, they have used it for just that. They've used hate as a tool in so many ways. They'll literally tell people just about anything just to get them to turn against you in any kind of way. And it's crazy because, like, imagine this situation, right? A person's just minding their own business, and all of a sudden they start getting radiated. They don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, people just started randomly turning against that person. And the person who they're turning against to has no idea why, right? Now, little did the person know is that they're under the influence of, mind control technology. This is going even as far back, even before then, as to when they were kids, because while they're surrounded by the stuff that they've been putting in the airs and stuff like that, it has all triggered to remote control technology of mind manipulation. So when it comes right down to this, how can you really get mad at people who have committed a crime? And you see, that's what's so difficult about this situation. It's like you want to get mad, but at the same time, you know who the real enemy really is. Are you going to blame the person who committed the crime, or are you going to blame the organization that is responsible for basically putting out, biohazard substances coming out of a lab designated for mind control? So when you think about it from that perspective, who is the real criminal here? Think about how they're positioning this stuff, right? They're using this technology on people to do heinous acts, right? And then they're basically going off to the side, telling the people around said person doing the heinous acts, saying, oh, well, this person's a scumbag. This person's no good. You see what this person's been doing? You see this, that, and the other thing? All I see is what they have controlled the person into doing. And they are using scapegoat tactics to use the people around that person to destroy that person. Do these people have any slightest bit of an idea completely as to why? No. You want to know why? Because they tell them do not communicate with the target. And I've witnessed this as a fellow TI. I've witnessed a perp tell someone this directly, saying, "Oh man, all right." He literally ended up telling them, because this dude was new to the whole thing that they were doing, saying, "Man, look, I done told you, you can't be talking to him. You can't be talking to him." How can you really view someone as guilty if you can't even have a complete conversation to understand? You want to know why they don't want them to talk to them? It's because the same people who they're coaxing into their little occult, their little group, are the same people they're lacing this technology with. How many times have they shook a hand amongst these people? How many times have they been around these people in certain vicinities? You know they can just wipe smart dust on the surface, right? You know they can literally give you smart dust from a handshake, right? You know they can literally lace you with smart dust in your food, right? So with them being close to people like this, what do you think is happening? They've laced them with smart dust unknowingly. That's what happened. So these perps are being mind controlled, dude. They're being mind controlled even when they're not aware of it. That if they're around people who are spreading it, you have already been exposed to it. And even if not through that, you got to deal with the fact that it's in the oxygen, in the water system, on the crops. Everywhere this stuff is spread, it grows, man. When you walk outside, you are stepping in that stuff. That stuff immediately latches onto your shoe, grows through the shoe, onto your foot, and literally ends up all through your entire body system over a short period of time. You know? That's the real issue here, is that the people who are committing, criminal acts, we can't, I'm not saying like don't be pissed off at them. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying understand the real problem, and it's the problem of the people. The real problem is the people using this technology. That's the issue, the people pushing for it. That's the real problem. That is the biggest problem. And they know this. Oh yeah, they definitely know it.
Trump not reinstating the Iran nuclear deal. A lot of things, a lot of tension in the world. Earthquakes, yes, we've got massive earthquakes off the charts. We're living in the end days. But while all of this is going on, they're not telling you what people are. It started with the homeless started to vanish. They started to disappear. They were disappearing off the streets of Detroit. I reported on this white van picking up the homeless to never be seen again. The homeless roundup in Flint. I mean, I'm there every day. That's where my ministry is. They're being arrested, being pulled off of the street. But what they're not talking about, and what I didn't even know about until it happened in my backyard in Flint, Michigan. I did a video on this. 40 women just disappeared. And school-age children vanished in the city of Flint. And like I said, when I went to look at that church on Van Slyke Road in Flint, Michigan, the old elderly pastor that used to attend that church when it was an up-and-running church, he said, Pastor, you're talking to me, I pray and I want to help you. I want to get chairs if you can get this building, but we've got a crisis here in Flint. Did you hear about the 40-plus women and children that disappeared in Flint? He said the police are covering it up. They're saying only 2 people were reported missing. He said that's not true. It happened right behind this church in this neighborhood right here. It started with 40 women and children disappearing, and now it's doubled, if not tripled, and no one knows what's happened to them. And I started digging. I started doing research, and it's true. They're gone. They're being surrounded. People are pulling up in cars. Vans, I'm talking vans, like I went to my wife's work, that they can put a number of people in at a time. It can be a luxury car, like a Lincoln Town Car, a Cadillac. And they're pulling up in Target shopping centers, Myers, Walmarts. I wonder if Walmart's not in on this. I wonder. Don't get me started on Walmart.
For fellow TIs, if you haven't caught onto the the elephant in the closet bit, I'm gonna go ahead and give you some clarity on this. In the end, we're technically victims of human trafficking ourselves. We're victims of this. Why? Quite simple. When you're basically are following somebody around, right? Even through the traffic, when you are intentionally, going in this person's life as much as they are doing, he already gave you an explanation as to what they do. They create they'll profile and they create a profile of you. They'll do that. You think we're not victims of human trafficking? Oh, no. Trust me, we are. Haven't TIs have come up missing before? I believe they have. And then what you're going to see in the videos that are going to come up next is targeted individuals who have not posted videos. Some of them have not posted videos in quite a bit of time. I do not know the current situation. I do know people's channels do tend to get stolen. I did come across a female's channel. She was also a fellow TI, and that happened to her. Look, man, YouTube is a part of Google. Google is in line with the beast. It's owned by the beast. It's owned by this corruptive organization. Okay, that's just it. So understand, all TIs who are listening to me right now, if you're tuning into this video, understand. Look, man. You can back up your evidence, but understand the police, that whole system has been corrupted. They will infiltrate. They'll literally intercept that. The court system, same thing. They'll intercept that as well. understand that that has been infiltrated so badly that you see, this is why they have the watchers 24/7, because any slip up that they make could be their downfall. Just one slip up is enough. One slip up. Which is why I got assaulted for evidence that one time. Just because I caught them in the act of what they were doing. These weren't people that were just doing a little gang stalking stuff. No. These people had directed energy weapons in their hands in that car. Problem was I couldn't get a glimpse of it because I started wondering, like, why would they go as far as to assault me for evidence like that, you know? Like, because I didn't see it, but then I started realizing these motherfuckers had that weaponry in their fucking car. And they were just sitting there hitting me with that. But when I approached the car, right, they tried their hardest to freak. They didn't want me seeing nothing in that car, man. It wasn't just their face that were covered. They did not want me to see inside that car at all. They did not. They really did not. So let me tell you something. You catch one of these bastards with that weaponry in their hand, and they will not let you see it. I'm telling you, you want to know why they will not let you see that shit? Simple. Because the slightest imagery of that, knowing what that is, pulling up a description of a photograph of something like that, and you see someone around you with that in your hand, and you have evidence of you being hit with directed energy weapons, you got the high levels coming up and down and whatnot. Come on, man. If that's not obvious that there's not somebody hitting you with that, I don't know what is. The fact that something like that would be anywhere near you, it wouldn't even. It would already be illegal for them to have it out in the open like that anyway, because you got to have a legitimate reason, and I think you got to have a really known reason. The police has to know about that shit too. Anyway, it's you're only supposed to have something like that for a certain reason. So, what would be their excuse? And okay, if you're using it for this, then where's the first part of your research at? As proof that this is what you are using it for, and that you're not beaming it on somebody. You see what I'm getting at here? They don't. If you catch a single fucking glimpse of that weapon, you better get photograph evidence of that. Okay? You need to get photograph evidence of that, because that right there will be enough to get them to back off. That would be more than enough to get them to back off. As for the perps, I don't know. But I do know that would definitely bring your directed energy torture to a minimal, at least, because come on, man. If you got that, then that's going to be solid proof for people to actually start looking for that. The only reason why they can't start an investigation on it is because you don't have the evidence that it's near you. You can, it's not traceable evidence just because you're being beamed. Now, come on now. Speaking from an obvious perspective, you already know where these people are going to be at. You already know where they're going to be beaming you the stuff with. You're already going to know where they're going to be, where they're going to be, where they're going to go, this, that, in X, Y, Z, and 1, 2, 3. You're going to know all of that, right? Because you're going to be going through the stuff for so long. But understand, the nano parasites that they submit you with, this is why they got to keep basically spraying you. It's because without those nano parasites, they can't use these weapons on you. It won't have the effects that they want the effects to have. They can't control you if there's no antenna to basically, pick up the signal that they're beaming. Every little thing that they have done with this weapon has all been related to these parasites. You get rid of the smart desk parasite, you basically are free from their control. You're free from their mind manipulation. They can no longer beam any type of voices towards you. They can't do shit. They can't do anything. And this is why I say, man, if you would have really pictured this as it is, just imagine a child throwing a temper tantrum because they can't get their way. And no matter how many times they beg, scream, and whine, bang on the walls, bang on the floor, and just literally be as loud as they can be, it won't do shit. And you just going about your day like doesn't even matter. It has no effect on you. That's how they're going to be. Because they can't do a damn thing. It won't have any effect. It doesn't bother you. It doesn't mess with you. And that's just all there is to it. You see, man, when I go out and I see these people act the way that they act, that gives me a reassurance for one thing. Because first off, I knew society was fucked up for a long while ago, even before I realized I was a target individual. I realized society was fucked up. I realized there was too much corruption out there. And I wasn't afraid to go out there and actually look up the information about this. Because I was curious, like, certain things were happening in my life that just didn't make no damn sense, you know? Now, the tinnitus that was happening with me, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that I have had that since I was 12 years old. From 12 to maybe even 9, maybe even earlier than that. And I know this because it was just me. Most of the time of my life, it was just me and my mother, right? So she would have to work, right? So she would be off at work, and I tend not to. At the time, like, there were times I was going outside, there were times when I wasn't. But there was also a period in my life where I really wasn't going outside for a little while. I really wasn't. And what happened with that? Well, I could actually hear the tinnitus. I could hear that beam stream of energy. That kind of sounds like when when you turn one of them old televisions on, you can kind of hear that. It's kind of like a really low town sound that's just constantly, like, it's just like a beam, like something like that. That's just to give people somewhat of a description about that, but like not at that level tone of voice. It's more of like an electronic sound. Even now, it feels like they're boosting this stupid thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop rambling here and go ahead and finish the video. We only got I think like 19 or maybe 18 minutes left.
In FEMA and in Michigan, not far from where I live. I find this odd too. Just on the outskirts of Flint, they built a whole FEMA Homeland Security. They're calling it Michigan Task Force 1. It's a building. It's like a prison. It's like a gigantic facility. And there are 3 helicopter pads. What do you need helicopter pads if you're just storing equipment in case of a natural disaster? Do you need 3 helicopter landing pads? Something's going on. This happened in Canton, Michigan, on Michigan Avenue and Beck Road. I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. And you gotta be careful on social media. On YouTube, all of your information is being sold on the black market. You're selling your family, you're selling your wife, you're selling your daughter, your sons. You're selling them out because Facebook, number 1. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Facebook, you live in Canton, what I just played, did you hear that, Kelly, did you hear that? That happened in Canton, Michigan. Facebook is selling all of your personal information. These predators know everything about you. They know where you live, where you go. They know your interests. They know what church you attend. They know where you're going shopping. They can track you. This is a story about a gentleman in Canton, Michigan, whose wife went to the Target store and she...
Hold on. I'm really sorry for stopping the video, but everybody needs to know, even if you don't, sign up for Facebook, understand they have been caught gathering information of people who are not even signed up to their platforms. If you were to go to your, your settings, you'll find that, even if you uninstall Facebook, the app, you'll find that the system files and stuff is in there, and it's like they won't let you uninstall it, So that's something to be mindful of.
She became a target of these human traffickers. They were trying to abduct her. People are coming up missing all over Michigan, and they're not reporting this. Michigan, number 2 in the United States. It is creepy, so I want you to be aware. I want you to be awake. I want you to be informed. I'm not doing this to promote fear. I'm not trying to instill fear. I'm trying to educate you that you're not being told about this. Kelly from Canton, Michigan, you were not even aware of what's going on in your backyard. because the media is not reporting on this. The local papers, the local police departments are sweeping it under the rug. It's bigger than anyone has any idea. So be very, very vigilant. Be very careful. It's happening everywhere. And please, if you got, the holidays are coming. People are going to be shopping in droves. Thanksgiving, Christmas. Please do not go out. Do not allow your wife. Husbands love your wives. It's in the scriptures.
Okay, I did not do that. Is this thing still recording? Okay, good. Okay, that wasn't me that did that.
It's in the Word of God. Husbands, love your wives. Wives, be good to your husbands. If you love your children, you love your wife, do not let them go to the corner convenience store to get some ice cream and pop without you having a caravan go with them. Do not let them go shopping to Kroger's, to Walmart, to Target alone. Make sure you go have people there and make sure you have protection, whether it's pepper spray, no matter what. Because this is not a game. It's not a joke. They're stealing your information off of social media, especially Facebook. And this is so big, and the mainstream media is covering up. Hello, Barbara. It's happening everywhere. So you want to be protected. Some things to park, do not park. They're hiding in these stores. I go there at night. I don't feel good tonight. I'm going out tonight. Because I usually find the homeless, they camp out behind a Walmart, a Family Dollar. They got to find a place to sleep for the night. But these predators are there as well. And children and women are top dollar for these human traffickers. And like the gentleman from Michigan, Canton, Michigan said, we're so close to the Canadian border. The Ambassador Bridge is right here. It's right here. To get them out of the country. And it's not you can't pinpoint it to be an Arabic or Muslim or from the religion of Islam. No religion, Hispanic, Black Lives Matter. It could be anyone of any nationality that are doing this. They're doing it in all nationalities. There's big money. People are missing. And it's not being reported. Park is close to a street light. If you go, do not let your wife or your children go anywhere alone. Park as you can, as close to, if not under, one of the lights in the parking lot. Have security. That's what they have security for. I've worked investigations and security for many, many, many years, and loss prevention. So I know what I'm talking about. They have in-store loss prevention specialists that you don't know. I'm not talking about a security guard with a badge. I'm talking about people that you have no idea. When you're shopping, there are people that are shopping too. But they're part of their undercover security team. When you're at the checkout, you ask for the manager or the cashier, you want to be escorted to your vehicle. Have an escort, even if your husband and all the neighbors are there to protect you. Have security escort you to your car. Park up.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. If you all seen the McDonald's incident that I went through, you can find the audio on this channel. You can find visuals of what happened, on the other channel. But basically, here's what happened there as an example. The police ended up showing up, right? And this is at the end of this. Got into a conversation with them about the whole scenario. Fast forwarding after that. Now it gets to the point to where, like, I got to head back home, right? They are going like, well, like, you want to ride in the patrol car? I'm like, no. Why? Because police cannot be trusted. So I still had them escort me home. And understand, when I had made it back, I believe these were some of these that dude that was pulling all that crap after I got the evidence, because they did not want that uploaded. What had happened was that as soon as I made it back home, through the elevator, bam, 3 to 4 people who look exactly like some of the people who were there pop up right through the damn elevator. I'm like, no freaking way. So I was right to know that they were planning on ambushing me on my way out. Now, understand, this was in the middle of the night when this happened. Because of how less lit up the street is down here, it's dangerous to go down there at night. When I had got assaulted for the evidence last time, it's because it was at night. The damn job I was working at put me in a bad position, because by the time I was getting off of work, during the time of the year, sun was already down, and it was already pitch black out there. That's why I'm telling people, understand that, like, when that job was gone, I did not care. That damn thing was more risk than it was a benefit to me. Okay, it was more of a risk than a benefit. But definitely be careful about that, because the police are involved. So if you ever find yourself in a similar situation where you do need to be escorted, for your own safety, do not, if it's close enough, do not ride in the squad car. Just have them, drive alongside you until you make it back to where you need to be. If you're in a position where they will try to attempt to do something like that. That's how I did. That's how it worked out for me, and I made it back home safely. Now, these people tend to do stuff even in broad daylight, too. But understand that puts them more out at risk.
Under a street lamp in the parking lot of a Walmart or a Meijer or a Target. Don't be a target. If you go to Target, don't be a target. Have more than one vehicle follow you when you've got it, if you have to go. It's happening in broad daylight, too, so it's not just at night. Have your husband follow you in his car, his brother, and then your grandfather or somebody. Have about 3 cars where you park, you pull in here and you park. Have your vehicle surrounded with... Now,
this is what bothers me about that, Because these gang stalkers, they'll use an excuse saying, oh, well, like they can use an excuse saying, oh, we're doing this for this person's safety. That's another calling card that they have. So be mindful of that. That's another thing that they like to use, tend to say, well, we're just following this person because he's we're just doing it out of his safety and whatnot, right? And you understand that they do try to put you in a position to try to classify you as schizophrenic or mentally ill, so they can basically drug the hell out of you with a lot of these unsafe drugs that they do give people.
Your family, if they're armed to the teeth, whether it's pepper spray, a pocket knife, or a 9mm, waiting for you, because this is happening. Like I said, it started with 40 people in Flint. Now it's almost tripled, and no one is reporting it. They're being reported, but the police are covering it up. The city officials are covering it up. Mainstream media news is not talking about it. So I just wanted to put the warning out there. I wanted to share this and share this gentleman's testimony with all of you. We're living in a very evil, dark, a very evil, sick world. So
okay, I think I'm gonna end it there because I don't know how much film time I have left. But here's the thing: to those police officers who spoke out to the brutality, that was happening, especially after that one that we saw, that had this, satanic symbolism, with the one eye covered, the whole, triple the two to triple digit thing going on. Not just him, but his wife had the same symbolization as well. Why are they not talking about this now? What's being said here about the human trafficking? Why are they not talking about this? If they want to go if they really wanted to expose these corrupt organizations out there, would they not bring this up now? Wouldn't this not be the right time for that? I wonder. Remember, everybody, people out there who are a part of the problem are looking to infiltrate. They want to infiltrate, and you know, as a way of destroying. They want to be able to infiltrate your ranks to destroy you from the inside. They want to pose as an informant on the inside to dish out information to the enemy. That's how they do, man. That's precisely what they do. They use those methods. They use divide and conquer and so much more. The evilness with this organization that's doing this is, honestly, people think that they have seen the worst of this. Trust me, man. They have done some really disgusting things in these times, man. I mean, really, really messed up. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. The next video I'm gonna make will basically have all the fellow TIs that I have listed down. You'll be able to go directly to the channels in the order that the videos are played. The descriptions will, the links to those channels will be in the description, as well as the links to these two videos that I played for you now. My prayers and love with you all. Please stay safe and stay strong.